What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. I cover political news, and I also am sick and tired of some of these people coming on these political shows, and they don't know how to defend their positions. I was scrolling through my news feed, and I came across this article from Mediaite, and they just so happened to have a clip from a Bill Maher show, and I started watching this thing, and I'm like, man, these people they're just impudent. They don't know how to defend their positions, and it aggravates me till no end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself in the place of this guy, and I'm going to go ahead and comment on this thing because, once again, man, I'm just tired of these people getting up on national television and not knowing how to defend their position. So now we get into this discussion around January 6th, and I know this is one of these controversial topics that nobody likes to talk about, and it blows my mind because it's an easily defendable position for Donald Trump. For crying out loud, he told these people to be peaceful. The clip is right there.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Do you really think, let's work through that logically right quick. Do you think a guy, the President of the United States, would order a group of just bumbling idiots to go and ransack the Capitol to stop the electoral vote count? Really? No, I'm sorry. That just logically does not work out. Doesn't work out whatsoever. It's a thing that happened. Right? The people that were rioting, the people that were violent, yes, they deserve jail time. Some of these people have been politically persecuted from this. Right? We know from video evidence, for crying out loud, there was maybe 200 people that were fighting with cops, and that's it. There was a whole two sides to this story, and not a metaphorical two sides, literally two sides of the Capitol. One violent, one non-violent. 1,400 people, over 1,400 people have been arrested over this thing. The FBI is still using significant resources to go after these people, and it's ridiculous. 200 people were violent. The rest of the 1,400 people were not. And they are still getting persecuted till this day over this. But let's get into the clip before I rant on for too long about this. Let's roll it.
Is the judge in Trump's hush money trial right to delay sentencing? Oh, yeah, that happened today until November 26th in order to avoid interfering in the election. Man, all those trials and nothing happened. Nothing.
Yeah, right quick, yeah. That should tell you something about everything that's going on right here. He's been indicted 90-something indictments, and nothing has happened. That should be a red flag to everybody. But let's keep going.
It was going to...
They indicted him, and they wanted to try him on a political schedule. They literally, if they could have, they would have had him in courtrooms from March to October, a presidential candidate of the United States, and it's just not how the court system works, thank God. This thing shouldn't be sentenced now. It was absurd. They took a misdemeanor that the statute of limitations should have expired on, and they bootstrapped it up to 34 felonies. And wanted to sentence him to jail for it. I'm not a huge Trump guy, but this I think is absurd and wrong.
Look, the larger issue obviously is January 6th, right? And the problem is with the immunity decision. History is really clear. If you don't hold people accountable when they indulge in political violence, then you get more political violence. And I'm really curious about do you think conservatives will end up supporting a constitutional amendment to overturn the immunity decision if a Democrat is president? I wonder if they will.
I think the way these kind of decisions work, we saw it with the independent counsel statute decision that the Supreme Court has. In Washington, eventually this stuff always comes around and bites the other side. So right now, the Democrats are so upset the Supreme Court has done this. Then if Kamala Harris is elected and some Republican prosecutor somewhere in the middle of red America wants to indict her and prosecute her for some official act, the Supreme Court will say no, and Democrats will suddenly, wait a minute, maybe that decision wasn't so outrageous.
Yeah,
and this guy fails to mention that none of that matters. It doesn't matter if Republicans support it or Democrats don't support it or vice versa. None of that matters because the Constitution clearly lays out that presidents have broad immunity for actions that they take that are official, that fall within their constitutional duties. Yes, they are immune from those things. There are a lot of people that have immunity. Diplomats have immunity. Police have some sort of qualified immunity. Like this is just common sense. It's wrote up in the Constitution for a reason. This shouldn't have been an issue whatsoever, but because it's Donald Trump, it became an issue. Because these people want to go after him for anything and everything. If the dude parked the wrong way back in 1982, that they're going to try to boost that up to a felony, some sort of moving violation, right? Like try to give him a damn DUI for a parking violation. It's ridiculous. But let's keep going.
What we've seen is this tendency on both ends of the political spectrum to score partisan points at the expense of confidence in our institutions.
Yeah, but Trump really does commit crimes.
Prove it.
Let's not forget that little part of it. They're actual crimes.
That's what we're 60 days out from an election, and I think we've normalized this a little bit, and it's far too freaking dangerous.
He really does commit crimes is one thing, and two, if the positions were reversed and a Democrat did this, not only would the Republicans go after him, but they would have done it instead of what the Democrats do. Talk about feckless, General. This is feckless. You had 4 years to bring 4 trials, and we get none of them.
Okay, 2 points once again. Feckless? Really? Are you freaking kidding me? They made up crimes to go after this guy for. They just made stuff up. The hush money trial, they gave a multiple choice as to the underlying crime to boost a misdemeanor to a felony. Feckless, huh? Really? They tried anything and everything. They were throwing everything at the freaking wall to see what sticks. And guess what? When you're in a situation like that, he didn't do none of that garbage. So none of it is going to stick. When a sane judge, when somebody with logical reasoning, with some critical thought gets up there and looks at all these cases and sees everything that's going on, they're like, this is garbage. We can't do nothing with this. And that's funny. He says, because they were afraid of politicizing it. Really? So you're trying to tell me, he's trying to lie here, trying to tell me that they were afraid to politicize it, huh? Why did the FBI make up evidence, these placeholders, take classified documents out of the boxes, throw them all over the ground, take a picture of it, and then leak that to the corporate press? No. That to me sounds like intentional politicizing. They knew this was what was going on. And the timelines. Oh my God, let's get into the timelines here, right? So Donald Trump announces he's running for president again. Then all of a sudden, a couple of weeks after that, all these indictments start dropping. Boom, one after another, after another, after another. Who is politicizing this? Yeah, I think it's Democrats who are politicizing this. These people are insane, y'all.
And it's because they were afraid of politicizing. Look, that's the thing, is that if Democrat did what Donald Trump did, you would be opposing him totally. And by the way, so would I.
Okay, so...
And I think that's the issue.
I'm so extensively on the record about January 6th.
I know you
I'm
are.
completely appalled by it. But where I
you're still
differ from
endorsing
you
the guy.
guys...
You're not so appalled that you don't vote. You're not going to vote for Trump.
This is a different bill.
So you're not appalled.
No.
Right.
No, I am appalled. But the difference
But you're
is...
still going to vote for him.
You're going to vote for him.
If January 6th didn't happen, you would still oppose Trump because you don't like him on policy, right? From where I sit,
I don't. Mostly, no.
But you support Trump's policies?
I said no, mostly.
Right.
I think
But you'd consider voting for him absent January 6th?
No.
Right. So,
well, consider, yes,
if
he conceded elections, he would not be the boogeyman he is. He would just not be the villain he is. That's the main thing. He politicizes the Justice Department, and he does not concede elections. These are two very new things.
That is one of the most hilarious statements I think I've ever made. Donald Trump has been the boogeyman ever since he came down that escalator. What the hell are you talking about, Bill Maher? They were vilifying this guy. He was Hitler before 2020, if you guys remember that. He was the worst thing since World War II. What are you talking about, Bill Maher? Crazy.
Now, you can carp all
very
you
old
want,
things.
and you can what about the bullshit about, well, the Democrats say that he wasn't a legitimate president. That's different than actually trying to stay in office. He is completely unprecedented. And it completely disqualifies him to even consider him voting for it. I don't know how anyone can.
Well, we've got an election lie being used as a litmus test for party loyalty, and everyone's acting like it's normal. It's not. It can't be.
All right.
We've got a election lie being used as a litmus test for party loyalty. The longtime viewers of this channel know that, yeah, the Democrats won that election, and I've explained in depth as to why. Once again, these people aren't looking at all the facts. Maybe they don't have the information. Maybe they didn't read the shadow campaign. I have no idea. But we know that the Democrats cheated to win that election. They changed the rules to make cheating legal, so now they can do it. Yes, that is very unfair. And when you don't tell the other side what you're doing, of course they're going to think it's fraud. Of course he's going to bring all these cases to court. But he did it through legal channels, for crying out loud. That's what all those court cases was about. And half of them were turned down upon standing. What do you do at that point, right? Like, you're the top guy in the federal government, right? You have a constitutional duty to protect our elections, for crying out loud. When you see some impropriety going on, you see a whole bunch of garbage that, yeah, it used to not be illegal, but hey, these Democrats went and worked behind the scenes. It was a conspiracy, in their words, not mine. It's a conspiracy to change the rules and change the laws around elections and not notify the other side of what you're doing. Of course they're going to think it's fraud. Of course they're going to try to challenge it. Why would they not? They would be feckless to not bring these challenges, for crying out loud. It's utter ridiculousness what these people are doing. They're outright lying. They don't know what's going on, or they do know what's going on, and once again, they're outright lying for political gains. This is the only things it can be. They don't know what the Democrats did, or they do know, and they're lying on purpose to make you think that evil orange man over here is worse than freaking Hitler. It's one of the most ridiculous arguments I think I've ever heard. These people are insane. They're partisan hacks. That's all they do. I mean, Bill Maher has his moments from time to time. I've agreed with Bill Maher on certain things. But all this garbage around Donald Trump, these people are Trump deranged. The corporate press has lied and lied and lied and lied and lied about Donald Trump. And these people are buying into it. They drank the freaking Kool-Aid, y'all. And now that it's like there's no coming back from this, it seems like. Are you just going to all of a sudden change your positions? Like, if you could give these people the truth, if you tell them the truth, they're so rooted in their ideology and their beliefs that Trump is bad. You tell them the truth, that it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter whatsoever to these people, and they just can't come to grips with that they're living a false reality, that they don't know what's going on. They don't know what's really happening. That all this is very nuanced. It's not January 6th bad, therefore Donald Trump bad. He told these people to be peaceful, for crying out loud. The guy, it would not serve any political interest to him to have a bunch of bumbling dotards go to the Capitol and fight with cops. What purpose could that serve? To delay the vote? You're not going to stop it. But these people, they just don't think about this kind of stuff, right? Like, logically work through all this. What, literally, like, seriously, what purpose would it serve for the President of the United States to tell a couple of hundred people to go to the Capitol and fight with cops to try to delay the certification of the electoral vote count? What purpose would that serve? It's not going to keep him in power. They're going to eventually certify the electors, right? Regardless. He knew that if it got out of hand, the National Guard would come in and quell the riots, get all these people out there. Might have been delayed by a day, might be 2 days, might be a couple of days. But it's only a delay. He knows this. He's not an idiot. But these people don't think about stuff like this. Once again, any of you guys, let me know down in the comments. What purpose would it serve for Trump to secretly tell these people to go to the Capitol and fight with cops? What purpose would that serve? For his interests, right? What would he gain from that? Nothing whatsoever should be the answer. But I think I've had enough of this one, y'all. I want y'all to let me know what y'all think. That's all I got for this one. I want to thank everybody for watching, and y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.